What? Like a slow groove, but not.
Hey, that vibe though. Whose song is that? Whose song is that? That's a great song.
It's another Wayne Valentine mix called "Throw It Away."
Throw it away.
Well,
throw away all the foolishness on the internet.
We'll send you a link, girl.
But you know,
throw it
away we have nothing to talk about. So we got to keep some of it.
Yes.
Keep some of it. Well, happy Saturday, ladies.
Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday to Sheila.
It's going to be quite. Can you open that, please? Can you open that, please? Hey, Twin Zinc, how are you? So we got a lot to talk about because there is a lot going on in these streets that we clearly need to discuss. But before we get into it, make sure if you're not currently following us, you're following us on all of our social media, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. And thank you to Radio Regent and iHeartRadio for syndicating us every week. And as usual, we're going to go ahead and introduce ourselves in alphabetical order.
Yes, hello, my friends. Hello, my brethren. This is Garcia. I'm so excited to be here for another week of rounding up all the foolishness and making sense of it. We want to thank Radio Regent, syndicated through iHeartRadio, for allowing us this platform to share with y'all. If you like what you're hearing, make sure you're subscribed to everything Not Your Typical Girl Talk. Get on it. Get on it. Telly, what's up, girl?
Girl, too much is up. There's too much foolishness on the internet. Hey, everyone, it's your girl, Telly. I am so happy to be here with my Not Your Typical Girl Talk crew. As Sheba and Carr were saying, the foolishness gets more foolish as the days go by. We plan our calls on Wednesdays, and guys, by Thursday night, there's more. Like, should we plan another call? Like, what the hell is going on?
We could literally have this show 3 times a week.
We literally could, because there's something happening every day. Anyway, Sheba girl, tell them who you is.
I am Toshiba. They call me Sheba. I'm the final female member of the Not Your Typical Girl Talk crew. I'm not going to go into anything else. I'm just going to get my partner in crime introduce himself.
Probably 3 times. Good evening. Well, good afternoon. Happy Saturday. Let's get to it. Let's go on ahead and get to it.
So let's get to it. Someone who is sighing a bit of relief this week is our friend of the show, Kim Kardashian. Kim Kardashian is now legally single. And this was the day it came out. Update on quick break in Kim Yi divorce bifurcation hearing. Judge Steve Cochran says the motion is going to be granted. That means Kim will become single today if lawyers now conferring over some paperwork. Changes resubmit in a few minutes, and Kim is placed under oath. So Kim became single, as we can see here. Kim, just people are just, yes, Kim is single. She changed her Instagram from Kim Kardashian West to Kim Kardashian. But then we have this.
Oh, Kanye.
So
Kanye
you can't see
or
this.
Ye,
This says divorce. And I'm going to read the article.
Girl, it's a long one.
from Kanye. And while I'm reading the article, I'm actually going to put an image up that is going to be so contrary to the article I'm reading.
Thank
you. So this is Kanye with his supposedly new girlfriend, Kim Kardashian 3.0. Shani Jones or whoever. But while he's running around Miami holding hands with her, here is what Ye has to say about the pain of his divorce. So here we go. Here is the poem. Divorce Oh, Lord of mercy. Divorce feels like your kids were snatched from your control. Divorce feels like you've been shot and traffic is slow. Divorce feels like heavy breathing. Divorce feels like grandma never got over that cold. Divorce feels like suffocating, barely breathing. Divorce is difficult enough on children. And so his obsession with the whole thing is a lot. Here is the thing, and this is all I'm going to say because we're probably just going to move on quickly. You can't be parading all kinds of women around for the last few months. This is the fourth woman I think
so, yeah.
Parading, and more publicly, two of them. The last, Julia, and she's coming out with some foolishness saying that maybe their relationship was fake. Girl, we knew that. And now this one who looks like Kim. But then you put up something that talks about how painful your divorce is. Well, if you were pained by your divorce, and again, I understand that men deal with things differently, and maybe that's what Robbie 3 times will say. But I'm sorry. Like, you say, I'm divorced. It is what it is, and move on. But don't come through with this sad thing of, oh my God, the divorce is so painful when you're doing like this. Ladies.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because I love how he's going on like he didn't see this coming, and yet he was parading around like 3 to 4 different women. But I mean, if he really wanted Kim back, it's all about actions, right? He showed the complete opposite. He was trying to get her jealous by parading all these women, and instead he got slapped with a divorce that he knew was coming anyway. I think he thought that maybe his $10 billion would change the mind of the law. I don't know what he was thinking, but it didn't. So Kanye, just move on with your life. Take your Dollarama or your Dollar Tree girlfriend of Kim and move on. Go out into the abyss of love and happiness and dress her the way how you used to dress Kim and Julia Fox. Go for it.
My thing, here's my thing with Kanye. So I read that he's already actually introduced his kids to Shani.
I'm sorry.
Oh, that's interesting.
Apparently there are pictures. And of all people, I read this on Sean King's Instagram
Sean
account.
Sean King? Oh, yes, because he does care about
justice.
Kanye's mental health.
He cares about
This
justice
is for Kanye.
But he was,
okay.
For someone that was going on all ratchet, making violent music videos about burying Pete Davidson, burying him alive. And then you have a girlfriend who you're parading around Miami shopping at one of the luxury malls. And then you want to talk about your divorce being painful. I'm sure divorce is painful.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm not going to take that away from him. It's not easy seeing that happen. However, again, his actions are so opposite of how he says he's feeling. And I know everyone's feelings are warranted, and he's doing what he's doing the way how he's doing it, but it's just too much of a mess. And the idea that he was actually forcing her to stay with him is, for me personally, that looks like some weird toxic abuse.
Yeah, that's weird.
For me, I'm sorry. I don't consider myself to be a traditional feminist in the way that some do, but I do believe that people have a right to leave a relationship that no longer serves them.
Absolutely.
People have a right to say no and leave. And the idea that you actually try to use the law to stop someone from leaving you,
that's messed up.
Come on, that's weird.
Yeah.
That's what I got to say about it. I'm done.
Yeah. I'll just wait for the segment.
So, to wrap that up, Kim Kardashian is a legally single woman. She's no longer Kim Kardashian West. She's Kim Kardashian, and she's basically gone from Kanye to that guy. That's
the 14-year-old.
Yeah, that guy. Because I think they both have mental health issues. So I don't know. I get that, but girl. But anyhow. So we're gonna keep with the theme of divorce. And I don't know if people remember this young lady, but at one point she was fighting for love for Flavor Flav. Yes. So if we remember, Delicious here was once on a dating show fighting for the love of Flavor Flav. Well, she got married to one of the exonerated 5, Raymond Santana. And now they are getting a divorce. Here is, Alex, I'm going to read what she put out there. But before I do that, ladies, do you remember wedding vows? What they say in the wedding vows?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Specifically for richer or poorer, and through sickness, and in hell.
Yeah.
Okay.
Till death do us part.
Right.
Now, I would assume Black men and Latina men or brown men or however, Americans call them, we all know that mental health is an issue in both the communities, right? And Black men and brown men don't get the privilege of speaking about their mental health in the same way. So if you were incarcerated for a crime that you did not commit and spent years of your life and is publicly out there, I can only assume that your mental health probably wasn't the best. And therefore, the woman who marries you would have to be sensitive to the fact, have I prepared myself to deal with what is going to come with my husband? Because I can imagine if you hear certain sounds or certain things that it might be triggering. We do not know what that man went through. It's, again, hard enough just dealing with a Black man, but a man that spent years of his life in prison for a crime he didn't commit. That's So I say all of that to say, she felt as if her voice needed to be heard because, let's be clear, he filed for divorce. She did not. So here is a clip. So she says, I married a narcissist who is a complete liar and a cheat, and I'm finally ready to speak my truth. Stay tuned. Well, what we stayed tuned for was a little bit of this. So it's on the screen now, but it's probably best that if I can grab it from my phone, I'm going to read it from my phone. If not, then I'm going to read it there. But I get you are in the eye of the social media and you want to stay relevant, but it's speaking about your marriage and the man you say that you love oh so much in a derogatory way, the best to go about it, because I will give it to Kim Kardashian.
True.
But what Kanye was putting her through, she stayed very classy in the situation.
She did.
It was more conversations between her and Kanye that he would put out. But she didn't go out there and bash him. There was not a lot of reports of bashing. So my lady, because I cannot find it on my phone, she said, honey, this is coming from Delicious. Honey, I pray for you to heal through this. No one deserves the pain that comes with a narcissist. I'm currently dealing with it. The mask these men wear is almost like 2 different personalities. They come in dressed as everything you pray for and then turn into everything you never wanted. They're always the victim. They're never wrong, and everything is your fault. Nothing you do is good enough. Their victim card is elite. I think they carry the black card of victim. It never runs out, never expires. But seriously, I pray you get out of this with ease and start your healing process. Unfortunately, narcs do not change. All caps. They suffer from childhood traumas that cause them to be wired differently, and they don't know how to heal and break away. She also said, I never want to be misunderstood, but this isn't just happening to me. I pray for all women and children who suffer from not understanding how to help themselves or love or themselves or their loved one. Oh God, these people and their grandma. Or their loved one who suffers from childhood trauma. I didn't leave him. I stuck it out. He left us.
Wow.
I'm sorry. Hold on one second.
Okay.
And you're right about the grammar thing, but also just the messaging. There's a very odd messaging. You start off your message saying that he's a narcissist, which I want to say he has not been diagnosed as a narcissist. Narcissism is actually, a mental health thing. And we should not be out here publicly calling people narcissists on social media. He could actually sue her for defamation.
He should.
If he would like, because you can't do that.
He should.
Second, you're making yourself out to be this, victim But at the end of it, you change, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, she's flip-flopping.
She's flip-flopping in her messaging, and that's very confusing, and it just goes to show why he's leaving her.
Maybe she's bipolar.
Maybe she's just angry. And I think we applaud angriness in Black women as if it is supposed to be expected and we're just supposed to accept it. You could have kept this all to yourself.
Oh, yeah.
It came out that the man filed for divorce. You are probably embarrassed by the fact, because how dare anybody leave Delicious? Even though, girl, you were fighting for the love of Flavor Flav. So.
Well, now she can go back and continue her fight for him. That's what she wants to do.
She claims it's not because the money ran out, because as we know, the exonerated 5 got a few dollars, quite a few, for the time they spent losing their life in prison. Yeah. Now, childhood trauma and being a narcissist are two very different things. He has real trauma, real significant trauma. Yes. And if you were not prepared to help him deal with his trauma and walk him through those, you should have never said, I do. That is the way that I look at it. If you should have gone to premarital counseling, because taking on that job as his wife, a wife as a whole is a job, but taking on the role of a wife of a man who has suffered tremendous childhood trauma should not be taken lightly. Just like you train to go into certain jobs, she did not train for the role of this man. So then to blame him for his childhood trauma, like, I tried to help you. I sat with you a couple of times and we talked about it. And I guess that wasn't enough. Robbie 3 times.
I'm just kidding. Who cheated on who?
Nobody. Well, she's saying he cheated.
She's saying
he's a narcissist and a cheater and a liar.
But he filed for divorce.
Right.
That part.
Us.
Her kids. The kids. They don't have kids together, but he has a child and she has 2 kids by 2 different men.
Okay. I'll wait for my second.
He's gonna do the mathematics now.
Exactly. His logical brain is coming together.
Yeah, you know that meme where it's like the Matrix and like the letters falling, and as he thinks that's what's happening with Rob right now.
Yeah, you know, I agree with you, Shiva. I think that she's just a woman scorned. She's mad because he divorced her and it wasn't the other way around. The money ran out, and she's
why are you, if he's such a narcissist and such a horrible person, why are you, like, it took the divorce papers to
notice this?
Like, this is why it looks ridiculous and stupid, and she needs to stop. Like, she should have said absolutely nothing because it makes her look crazy.
I don't know, maybe her and Summer Walker can get together and they can write a song about being scorned and being the 8th baby mama or whatever they want to do. And all they do is painting Black women to be angry all the time. Like, I don't like it.
Listen, I am always hashtag team say less.
Yeah.
Right? Sometimes less is absolutely more. Yes, it came out that he was divorcing you. Yes, you are embarrassed, but trying to paint this narrative of him as a terrible guy with that statement or whatever I had to read and endure, that wasn't it.
That was not it.
No. Like, again, I could write these statements. It has recently come out that Raymond and I are getting a divorce. I loved him. The children loved him. I wish him nothing but the best, but we're going to heal privately as a family.
That's all. And no offense to this couple, but like, it's not like they're Beyonce and Jay-Z. Why are they even getting airtime? I mean, no offense.
Girl, they've been married for less than 2 years.
Like, no.
It was like 22 months.
Why are
they did it in months?
Like, he did the divorce. Why is she even talking? Her claim to fame was chasing after Flavor Flav. Why?
And we're done.
No offense to her. That was just...
And we're done. A couple I do care about, because I'm, one, a huge basketball fan, but I'm a huge fan of Black love, and I'm also a fan of this woman here. My next book cover will be a recreation of a cover she did with her husband, and that is Tiana wonderful Taylor Shumpert. I hate that they don't hyphenate her last name, but so apparently on good old Black History Month,
Girl.
Tiana woke up to see a TikTok video, which I'm about to show, that was disparaging her and her husband. So this says, Tiana Taylor addresses alleged viral TikTok video alluding to Iman cheating and her being on drugs. And I'm going to go here and I'm going to find the video for you and play. Don't know why the sound isn't on. Oh, I don't know why there's no sound in this video. Oh, it sucks. Let me see if I can find another version of it and do it. But I don't know. Essentially, the video is a woman basically trying to say that she got a DM about the fact that a singer model with a husband who was on Dancing with the Stars he was cheating, and she went into the bathroom, fell out into the bathroom because she was taking drugs. And this woman made this entire foolish, and I'm almost glad it's not playing, but foolish video. Then I don't even know why it's not playing, but she makes this whole video and basically saying how they pretend that they're the perfect family, but they're not. And it was just...
That's disgusting. And
so then Tiana writes to her, welcome back to this pic from November 28th. Let me guess, the white lady from TikTok sent y'all nosy asses here, February 2022, huh? My comments is in shambles, so let's get to it, laugh out loud. Y'all messy ass bloggers are worse than the National Enquirer. The person who sent in this cap-ass TikTok story is a fool. The person who reenacted this cap-ass story is a fool. She better have her court coin ready. Oh my Jesus. But the people who believe the cap-ass story are the biggest fools, shaking my head. Y'all allowed a white girl to pull some shit like this during Black History Month. One, no one have been hired or fired on my team. My whole staff is my family and still are currently work for me. I do not do drugs. Shit, I don't even smoke weed, and I only drink occasionally. 4, if I overdose, where's the 911 call? How would I be able to walk myself into the hospital? How would I be able to get discharged from the hospital in less than 4 hours? How would I be able to perform in Atlanta perfectly 2 days later? Y'all MFs, including me, watch more than enough of Euphoria to know good and goddamn well I wouldn't be able to do any of those things if I overdose. Most importantly, where's the proof or tea? Where's the receipts? 3, nobody, and I mean absolutely nobody, can make Petunia overdose on a damn thing. I'd kill Iman's fine ass, put him in a nice suit, and bury him a damn self before I ever let him or anybody push me to drugs or take myself out. So let's be clear. She or whoever sent the story in it ain't spilling my tea because it ain't mine to spill. Clout seems to be the only true candy involved in this whole situation. Clout chasing ass, do anything for views ass bloggers, have to stop preying on Black positive families that are thriving, that part. Instead, start praying for world peace and bring an end to all the craziness going on out there. People are dying. Police are still killing our brothers. Our brothers are still killing our brothers. Black women are still the most disrespected and unprotected women in the world. Kids are still getting trafficked. We got bigger effing fish to fry here, y'all. Get focused, damn. Shaking my head. Now carry on. Nothing to see here.
All of that. Every word she said was 100%.
This
lady put out that video really thinking she was going to get a high five.
Yeah.
What was she thinking?
I also have to say too, I remember when this came to our attention and I watched it and my only response was, this is stupid. This is dumb.
Why?
Like, first of all, why? And I notice every week now we're having more and more online influencers.
They want clout.
Coming out, making a mess of themselves. Like, why would you share this? Like, why?
You know what, too? I'm just like, yo, you're going after the wrong people. You're a white woman going after a Black family during Black History
that
Month.
You don't even know personally.
That you don't know. You don't know them from
You
Adam.
never met them.
Go bug Justin Bieber. That's your people. Go find out about Justin Bieber and Hailey Baldwin and go and bug them. Those are your people. Don't bug us Black people. Don't. We didn't come here for you. Why are you coming for us?
Listen, like I always like to say, if you give me a superpower, I hope it's white privilege. Because here is my thing. You felt so emboldened to claim somebody sent you a DM to recreate something. Has she not heard of Tasha K?
No, she doesn't, because she's
Apparently
white.
not. She's not into Black
She's
culture.
not into the culture.
However, she is into Black people business.
Too much.
So, because that was like, Tasha K said what she said, but that woman recreated it and did a whole thing. Like a whole, like, again, wish it could have played, but like,
beginning, middle, and end.
Reenactment for a whole minute.
Here's the thing. Now, all of us, I know a lot of celebrity, like, secrets, things that, you know, through time, going to parties and different events and things, heard and saw things. And up to this day, I've never repeated it in social media. I've never put it out in social media because it's not my business. And I don't need to do that. Why?
So just so Robbie 3 Time can get some more context, I'm actually going to read the screen of what's being said, because unfortunately, for whatever reason, we can't hear it. So, the one, November 21, me working as assistant for ... singer with TV show and 2 daughters. Her watching her husband in TV, him being shallow. So this is supposed to be Iman on Dancing with the Stars. Her having a mental breakdown. He cheated on me again last week. Me okay, trying to calm down. Everything's going to be fine the next couple of days. Her acting erratic and having lots of candy, which she claims is drugs. Me, are you ready for your concert tonight? You okay? Yeah, sure. I'm running into the bathroom. Minutes go by, and me and the team getting suspicious. Us breaking into the bathroom, and oh my God, her on the floor from too much candy. Later in the hospital, this is her pretending, saying that she had exhaustion, her posing as if nothing happened. Me feeling bad for her because she had too much candy because of her husband's serial infidelity, and her suffering from pretending to be a perfect family.
So who was she? Is she supposed to be the assistant?
Yes. So she's saying that an assistant came and gave her that tea.
So no, is the lady who was doing this?
Yes, the white woman says the assistant
is
gave
the
her
girl
the
that
tea.
got
so
the
she's
DM
reenacting
from the assistant.
This is so confusing.
Okay, so we won't be hearing much from Robbie 3 Times in that part. But before we get, so I guess we will maybe have Robbie 2 minutes. Who knows?
Sure,
So give me a second. We are going to have our first segment of 3 minutes with Robbie 3 Times. And go.
A little bit confused. I don't know if I'm just slow this Saturday or the tea stuff is just too much. Let's have fun with it. Yay. All right. I'm not going to judge Yay, but I cannot defend how having multiple different females publicly and being recognized with them over the last couple of months has helped your case of how bad you're feeling, how much you want your family back, how you want to rectify the situation. You know what was the best look for Kanye through the whole situation was just taking his kids to the Super Bowl. Take the photo ops with your kids, and you might actually start to garner some support from the community. Or go get Lupita Nyong'o or somebody. You know what I mean? Like, stop bringing these Armenian-looking girls back around, because that's how you got trouble in the first place. And I still think the divorce is what's best for him. He might not recognize it now, but he needed to get away from that family. I understand that the kids involved. Kids are resilient. They'll be okay. They'll make it on through it. The delicious thing, again, I don't really know how this became a story or who cheated on who. Is it really even any surprise to all of this? And then the us. But I did want to take a moment because that us comment threw me off so much, and I thought it was an interesting choice of words. Look, men don't have relationships with children. That's against the law. Men have relationships with mothers of children, and unfortunately, when those relationships end, especially if it isn't that child's, that man's children, those relationships end as well. Like, that's unfortunate for the children, but that's a consequence of the mother. That's on her, like that's how you're going through. And the last one, just Tiana Taylor kind of crushed her response. I don't really have much to add to it. It's just, it seems like folks do so much detective work for gossip that I don't really understand how is it worth it. Like, there was a lot of subliminal, a lot of innuendo, a lot of indirectness, and how it even pointed to her, I'm still a little confused on. But that's why, what they say, that's why they have these things. People pay attention, talking about wanting to hear tea and all of this stuff and hoping to see it's true, but it just sounded like some BS, and she shot it down pretty emphatically. And I love the Euphoria reference. Great show.
And we are done. Thank you, Robbie, 3 times for your first 3 minutes. Woo! Robbie, you look like cheese, but you still crushed it. Still crushed it. Before we go into the second half of our show, Karcia, let the people that know what's up.
Yes. We are so grateful for all of you joining us. We are not your typical girl talk. Look for us on all your social media channels. Thank you to Radio Regent, syndicated through iHeartRadio, for giving us this platform so we're able to share the foolishness of the internet with you. You can listen to us on internet radio on Radio Regent, syndicated through iHeartRadio, Saturdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Yes, you can get a double dose of us on Saturdays. I think that's a deal. I think that's great value, and it's all for free. So listen, it's cost you nothing to listen to us and support us. So do that. Thank you for watching, and we're going to get back to the show. Watching and listening. Get back to the show, yeah.
So we just spent the first half talking about marriage.
Can I have?
Yes.
I just had a revelation.
Oh my God.
The reason why Kanye was doing what he was doing, bringing all these women around, is he thought he seen Tristan do it with Chloe and it was working for him, so he figured he would use that same method.
That's actually, oh my gosh!
And
you
they've
know
been
what?
hanging out
There's a photo I saw in the Shade Room.
Yes.
Two of them went to dinner or something
So
recently.
he was taking advice on how to get Kim back from Tristan.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. No. Run, Kanye, run. Not Tristan Trello Thompson. Not,
Oh,
no.
God.
No.
He's like, yeah, man, just go get some more checks, man.
No. Okay. So, listen. I've been talking about marriage, and I saw this, and this was one of the funniest things I had seen in a while. Let me actually find the clip. You know when ladies say, you know what, it's just marriage, and it's not that important. Well, this young lady took it to the next level. She said, okay, marriage is only a piece of paper. This is what I'm going to do. So it says, y'all be talking about marriage is just a piece of paper until they put you in that man's obituary as his special friend. I put my daddy girlfriend in there as his loyal companion, like she was a German shepherd.
I'm done. I mean,
yes.
I mean,
Slam dunk.
He was, you know what's so funny? And Kevin Samuels has revealed it. Again, Uncle Kevin, and he reveals certain things. When women come on and say, I was with a man for 10, 13 years and marriage was never a priority. And he's like, get off my show. How are you coming here telling me you spent 13 years, you were 22 to 35, and you were too young to get married, and now you're all up on use up, and now you're talking about, okay, well, I'm ready to find a man. You had a man for 13 years, and you didn't require marriage from him, but a next man is going to see you and say, okay, now you require marriage from me after 2 years? No, she said it was her loyal companion. Listen, I get white man's paperwork. I get how many people might feel about it. But this man beside me knew marriage is very hella important to me. And it's because of the benefits that come with marriage. There are benefits that come. There might be drawbacks, but I focus on the benefits of marriage. So y'all talking about it's just a piece of paper. That
Not
one
to
ended
me.
up like a German shepherd.
Not to me either.
I'm sorry, I'm for the paper. I know it's a white man thing, but I want the
And
paper.
listen,
Paper.
if you don't want to do it because it's a white people thing, think about our ancestors. Go have a traditional African ceremony Because there are ceremonies for getting married. Married isn't just, you know, a white people thing. In every culture, there is a ceremony bringing two people together in love, in matrimony. It might look like a church Catholic wedding, or it might look like a wedding on the beach or whatever. But, you know, why would I want to spend 13, 20, 50 plus years of my life with a man, and then when something, or if something should happen, his family comes, who he hasn't spoken to since he met me, they come along and say, well, we're here to collect all our stuff here because I'm the next of kin and whatnot. And I'm like, but I was the one that was here taking care of him. You only got sick. No, the court's like, sorry, sis, you only can take the things that you have receipts for and let the family have the rest of the stuff. Does that sound, that doesn't sound glamorous
that part
and good
because
for me.
if God forbid anything happens to Rob before we get married, legally his ex-wife is entitled to everything we built. Legally. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter unless we have our own paperwork, and even that legal can still supersede even the paperwork that we have. It is not just a piece of paper.
It's not. It's not. And I want us, see, the thing is too, there is a perception that Black people don't like contracts, therefore we don't read them, therefore we don't sign them, or go into signing them with a knowledge and intelligence of knowing what the contract says. I am saying, Black people, let's show the world that that is not true, because it's not. A lot of us have mortgages, a lot of us have, you know, prenubs, a lot of us have all of this sort of paperwork that you would consider white. But at the end of the day, it's actually saving your life and making your life better. So, you know, don't prejudge on.
Here is my thing to ladies. Stop lying to yourselves.
Thank you.
Stop lying to yourselves. Men choose wives. He didn't choose you. And it's just that simple. He didn't choose you. It's not that you didn't want to get married. It's that it was young. That wasn't that the relationship was toxic. Who stays in a toxic relationship for 12 years? And we can do the whole unicorn thing and talk about battered woman syndrome and all those different things. But that is not a large percentage of most relationships. It's actually quite small, right? So when a man wants to marry you, if you don't require it, if I sat here with Rob and said, oh, I'd be okay with the rest of our lives, we just kind of did what we're doing, guess what? He'd be perfectly fine with just continuing to do what he's doing if he's not marriage minded. So when you sit with a man, if he's marriage minded and you let him know that you want marriage, he's got that in his head. If he's not marriage minded, he's gonna tell you straight up, oh no, babe girl, like marriage ain't for me. So you keep it going. Why do women sit around and talk about, but I wasn't ready? It's not about you. Most women are ready.
Most women are ready.
Stop the capping there. Most women, if they find a man that they've spent their time with, that man gets down on one knee and gives her a ring, it is very rare circumstances that the woman says no. That's all I'm going to say. So we need to stop capping.
Very rare.
Robbie, 3 times.
I just don't know why women are even doing anything if they're not ready. Like, when do women get that casual sex is not the same for women as it is for men?
Thank you.
I don't know if they ever will get it, Robbie, 3 times. I don't think people will get it.
No, because we want equality, right? Because again, feminism told us that equality was a thing, and double standards should never be a thing. And if you're doing it, we're both doing it together, and we were both in this relationship together. But here's the thing. Our time lapse is very different than a man's time lapse. We time lapse in reverse. So when we're 35 and we spent 13 years, okay, there's a reverse. It's called biology, people.
Right.
But biology. It's simple biology. My dad had babies in his 50s. It's called biology. We should not have babies in our 50s, and most of us cannot. It's called biology. So you thinking that I have time? A man has time because biology has created that way. So we can fight biology. We can do all the hashtags we want, but biology is biology. Fact is fact. So good luck to all the women saying it's paperwork and spending years of their life. We wish you nothing but the best. Good for you.
When your man has a full-time job and he can provide health benefits to you, I don't see anything wrong in that.
That alone is enough for me to go and run and get married to the man.
Who are we do not wish so much luck right now is the Tindler swindler.
God.
He's finally getting sued by the family he claimed to be a part of. So if you have not watched the Tindler Swindler, we ain't gonna room for you, but please go on Netflix and watch the Tindler Swindler. So this man here is the Tindler Swindler, and this is his fake daddy, who happens to be a billionaire. So the Tindler Swindler gets sued by his fake daddy. That's what the article says. Fake family is everything. Shimon Hayat, the subject of the Netflix documentary The Tindler Swindler, allegedly scammed several women out of millions of dollars by masquerading as Simon Liev's, the heir to the Liev diamond fortune. Now his fake family members have decided they've really had enough. The real Israeli diamond magnets are hitting the impersonator with a barrage of lawsuits, including charges of making false representation as being the son of Lev Liev and receiving numerous benefits, including materials won cunningly and using false words claiming to be a member of the family, and that his family will pay and bear the cost of his benefits. There's more, but we get it. He being sued.
He's finally being sued.
My question is, why did it take so long?
That's a
Good question.
You know, like,
That's a great question.
This all happened in, I can't remember, 2016, 2017,
so, yeah.
Whatever it was. And it's like, I'm sorry, from the moment those three women came together and said, we're suing this guy for ripping us off, I'm surprised the family wasn't behind them saying, yeah, go ahead. We're here waiting to sue him for, you know, like false, you know, committing fraud, you know, using our name and blah, blah, blah. So what can I say about it? I mean, the only thing I hate about it is it brings more attention to this guy, which is something he loves.
Loves it.
And yeah, the family should have sued him years ago.
They should, but you know what, too? I find that, you know, because he took their family photo and put himself into it. Although it looked hella fake.
Photoshop.
People bought it like, oh, yeah, this is him and this is the dad. And, although it obviously looked fake. But I find that the people, you know, they're always the last ones to know. Like, all of our photos are probably somewhere right now being used. Shiva, your name is probably Samantha in Dubai and being used right now. Rod, your image is probably being used somewhere right now. Rod, you're being used somewhere right now. I'm being used, and none of us know. And we're going to be the last ones to know unless you happen to see your photo and they're like, wait a minute, I'm not Samantha. I'm me. What the hell's going on here? So I don't know if maybe this family's been living under a rock to see that this Swindler thing is now amping up. Like, it's like a whole movement. Everyone on the planet, I feel, has seen this film. And it's probably now the reason as to why they're coming out to say, wait a minute, this man isn't our son. Who the hell is this stupid kid? And the part that bugs me is, like Karsia said, he's all for this because he's just getting more publicity to himself. He even tried to buy a blue check mark for his Instagram, but it was fake.
He tried to buy verification, and the person took his money and
they didn't do it.
He got swindled.
I'm done. So the swindler got swindled.
Yes.
Because he wanted to be verified on Insta.
He got swindled.
So after all that swindling of millions of dollars, they get him because he wants to be verified on Insta.
Yes.
Listen, this man's gonna try to be on Dancing with the Stars. I will not be surprised if he ends up on Dancing with the Stars. This man is out here. He wants to be famous.
So hungry for fame. He took a photo with French Montana, and French Montana didn't know it was him.
Good night. But before we even sign off on this one, I agree with Tally. I just really think that this family did not even understand what was going on because, again, they're billionaires. They don't care about what's going on with the commoners. That's really what we are to them, right? Common folk. But when it becomes a Netflix special and people connected to people who are connected to them are like, we need you to watch this because there's a young man going around saying that he is your son and photoshopping photos. They were like, oh, hell no, because it's not good for their reputation, right?
No,
so I think that's what it is. And I also think it's hilarious that the swindler got swindled trying to be on Insta. Robbie,
To me, the question, why did it take so long to nail a white dude for committing financial crimes, is because white entitlement. Like,
Yep.
you assume when a white guy walks in, like, and says he has $1 billion, that he actually does. Meanwhile, if I take a $100 bill into the gas station, they are putting a light on it and a marker and holding it up. So again, that's why white con men are the greatest of all time, because it takes people years to be like,
oh my
did
God.
he take advantage of me?
That part. Now,
Truly.
the government of California, the Attorney General specifically, that's talking about taking advantage, feels like TikTok is taking advantage of children. So California Attorney General launches nationwide investigation into TikTok's alleged negative impact on children. And I have a little bit of the article that I will read. And it says, a nationwide investigation will explore the risks that the wildly popular short-form video app TikTok poses to children. Among the issues the investigation will focus on will be how the company has sought to increase the duration and frequency of its use of its apps by young people, the extent to which the company is aware of any harm it may be causing those users, and whether it's violating consumer protection laws. Our children are growing up in the age of social media, and many feel like they need to measure up to the filtered versions of reality that they see on their screens. We know this takes a devastating toll on children's mental health and well-being, but we don't know what social media companies knew about the harms and when. Do you remember when parents were parents?
I do remember that. I do remember when parents used to be parents. I'm not sure what TikTok has done. See, that TikTok was never created to take care of your own kids. You're the parent. Do your job. Take care of your kids. It's not TikTok's responsibility.
And here's my thing. I feel that right now we're giving, as human beings, period, we are giving away our power to things that we actually created, therefore we can control.
Thank you.
Now, TikTok is not out here forcing you to make an account.
No.
Your phone isn't holding you down at night saying, you better download TikTok or else. Like, everything that we bring into our world, we can control it. We can set boundaries on it. Why are you allowing your child to have a TikTok account? That's what the article should be about.
But it's easier to just blame TikTok.
Like, TikTok has nothing to do with you raising your children.
No. But you know what? It's just like the whole thing when Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion did that whole stage, and everyone was like, "Oh, they're dirty." And I was like, "Well, explain to your kids that that's not what you do. Put your kids to bed
and the thing
be a parent."
When we were growing up, you know, our parents would put boundaries down. Like, you're not allowed to watch The Simpsons, you know, because we don't actually like the type of humor. We had friends that weren't allowed to watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like, we'd be like, oh, we're gonna rent the movie and watch it. And our friends, the parent would be like,
nope.
They're not coming over because they're not allowed to watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
That's it.
So if we wanted them to come over, we would have to play another movie, a movie that wasn't, you know, didn't have violence in it.
Listen.
So where is that sort of parenting?
Back in the day when we were kids, and you know, this is before like cell phones took over, our computer was literally in the kitchen. That way, mom and dad could look over our shoulder to see exactly what site we're on. Who is that? Who you're talking to? What's MSN? What, explain that to me? What's AOL? Parents were parents. Be a parent. Be a parent.
That part. So when Tran was younger, she wanted a Facebook, and I was like, no. First of all, you need to be like 13 to be on Facebook, and you haven't lost any friends yet. Who do you need to reunite with? You go every day and you see them. I did say to her, when you get to high school, okay, when friendship starts to separate in high school, because you've now gone off to different schools,
right.
At that point, you can get a Facebook, which I will monitor. She was now 14. Not 13, not 12, not 11, not 10, not so forth. And I can randomly go through her phone and go through all of her stuff. I can't blame social media for what's happening to children. I blame parents. So I get what they're trying to do. You need to go over big tech, and you've got people complaining about what tickety talk, because that's what I call it, because it just ticks, tick, 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 tock all of your time away.
Thank you.
And I get what they're trying to say, but the reality is children are lying and changing their ages, or parents are allowing them. And let me also say, who's giving these kids the phones? Because you actually have child-friendly phones.
Yeah.
There are specific phones that you can give children that it literally has program numbers in it. 911, your parents' number, like you literally program. It is not a smartphone. It does not connect them to the internet. It is for communication purposes only. So I don't agree with giving children's phone at a certain age. I gave my daughter a little phone when she was younger, so if I was not around, she could call me. But there was no smartphone. There was none of that. It was one of them regular phones that you can get, I think now even at Walmart, just because if I was not around, she had access to me to call me. But I wasn't giving her a smartphone. For what? Children aren't even smart enough to use smartphones.
Thank you.
Let me, Robbie 3 times, but that's just me.
I just, you know what's bad for kids? Global warming and like the bees dying and like the plastic killing all the fish in the ocean and stuff like that. We ain't doing nothing about that type of stuff. I don't believe politicians anytime they say they're trying to do something for kids, because if you look at our society, we don't give a damn about children.
That part.
They don't believe that the children are the future.
No, they don't. They don't.
Mm-mm.
They don't.
So again, we can blame these companies all we want, but we have to take responsibilities as individuals, because it is a choice. You know what I find right now in society, all of these conversations that I feel like we have week over week, the thing that seems to be forgotten is choice. You have a choice. And we actually now live in a society that most of us have free will.
Yep.
We make decisions and choices every single day.
Yes.
You make a choice to go right or left. You make a choice to go backwards or forwards. You make a choice to open your mouth or say something and not open your mouth and say something. There are choices. So when we make choices, guess what? If you make the wrong choice, there are consequences and repercussions for right or wrong choices. But we have now taken this away like there's no choice, right? We're going to sue it because parents don't have choices and their children are just going to end up on TikTok, or this is going to happen and the children are going to watch this and you can't monitor it. Like there's funny enough apps and stuff that monitor all of that stuff too.
Yeah.
So the same way parents can have kids put tickety talk on their phone, they can actually put a monitoring device on both phones to make sure that the kids aren't doing what they're not supposed to be doing. Exactly. And if your kids are able to bypass that, then you got a problem with the kid.
That's it.
Right.
That's my 2 cents.
That's it. You got a problem with the child, not with
TikTok. I'm just over
TikTok is trying to get them coins, okay? If I was the owner of TikTok, I'd be like, yo, sign up one, come all. I don't care. You're the parent your kid. Stop trying to be best friends with your kid and be a parent. I don't want my parents to be my best friend. I want them to be a parent. When I'm old up, then yes, they will be BFFs forever. But until then, I'm underage. Be a parent. Don't be my friend. Be my parent.
TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, Pinterest, they're a business.
They're a business.
Their only thing is to make money. They don't care about me and you and our children.
They don't care.
Their thing is, thank you. Make me money, get me advertising dollars, and spout out whatever my advertisers want.
That's it.
The rest of it is up to you as parents. And if I was the chairman of TikTok or all of them, that's what I would say. That's
not my problem.
I'm a business. When did a business, this is why, a business, a celebrity, now all of these people responsible for raising children, I'm sorry. I'm 42 and I'm still scared of my mother. She gives me one look and I'm like, damn. I don't swear in front of my mother. I don't do that. If they're swearing in a story and I have to say, I'm like, Mom, pardon my language. And I'll say it. And I won't even say the full, I do like a little beep. And should I get it? But even at 42, because I was raised well. But that's me. Robbie, 3 times. We're going to go through hopefully you're not as confused as the first segment. This one you're good. So we're going to do 3
Why are you doing Robbie 3 times
Robbie,
like that?
3.
Don't do him like that.
Right? No, he was a little confused the first time. So now we're going to 3 minutes with Robbie 3 times part 2 and go.
Yeah, the first story, that should be like hashtag Black Girl Magic. That was put as only a Black daughter could represent her daddy with a statement like that, you know. Because again, she been trying to tell Shirley for 30-some years that she ain't nothing but her daddy girlfriend. And she didn't believe him. She been trying to tell her all this other stuff and trying to tell her how to live her life and all these other things. And finally, what she put it as?
Loyal
companion.
Oh, like she was, like like she said, she was just sitting there getting petted over the years. And but the funny thing about it, especially with Black fathers, the funeral usually reveals so much. Didn't know you had a sister until the funeral. Didn't know he had 2 families till the funeral. Mom, why is that other lady crying on Daddy casket? Those types of situations usually get pointed out in the funeral when Dad was very, very discreet on keeping it on the low. So that was hilarious. Yes, marriage is important if you actually want to have claims to that man. And if you don't want to be recognized, then don't worry about it, I guess. The Tinder swindler, what's funny about that story is he's actually going to face stiffer consequences from the Liev family than he is from the judicial system. Because they like, oh, you done effed up now, buddy, and tarnished our name. They are going to make sure that he is not even able to use his name no more. He's going to have to change his name, the alias name. He might have to get plastic surgery. They like, change your face. Because you done messed up. Messing with the billionaire's name. He going to make sure you do not do it again. The court system, he probably slap on the wrist in that whole situation. But billionaires don't play.
That part.
And then the final one, like I was saying, man, these politicians be lying. Like, they don't care about our kids. Like, that is the biggest mistake you can make as a parent, is thinking that these politicians, that this government cares about your kid. They don't care about them until they're old enough to start working.
Oh. That whole part. Tax dollars.
Mic drop.
That's what they care about.
So when they talk about TikTok, it's like, man, how about we fix like the education system? There's kids that go to school hungry. We got so many serious issues that impact kids. And I think TikTok is one because it depresses kids when they get access to that stuff too. But I think that producing better kids before it even gets to that point will probably remedy a lot of the issues. That's what I'm saying. And catch them when they're 6 and 8, and you don't have depressed 12-year-olds.
And he said what he said in the 3 minutes. Thank you, Robbie, 3 times.
Hey,
Robbie, 3 times. 1,
2, 3.
That was a great show, guys. We went through a whole bunch of things, but again, ladies, don't stay with that man for 30 years without getting married. Don't even stay with him for 5. No. I would even say past 3. Right? Parents support you because you're going to have daughters. Like me, I would do the same thing. I would have put that woman as a special friend. But before we go, I'm going to pass it over to Telly. And Telly will tell you what's up.
I wouldn't even mention her. She's dead to me. I want to thank everyone so much. Thank you all so much for watching and for listening. If you want to listen to our previous shows, feel free to find us all over the internet, especially on YouTube. We're trying to get our subscriptions up. Find us on YouTube. Woo! That's almost that TikTok because we're talking about TikTok. I almost said TikTok. Maybe, well, you never know. Anyway, YouTube, we're on Facebook, right here on Not Your Typical Girl Talk. Instagram. What's wrong with you today? It's the foolishness on the internet. And that's trying to make sense of it. We want to give a huge thank you to Radio Regent for giving us this beautiful platform to share our voice and to help you all understand the foolishness that's surrounding us. Feel free to listen to this episode as well as past episodes on Radio Regent, syndicated through iHeartRadio. Thank you all so much for listening. Feel free to send us a DM. Feel free to join us in our chats. Go live with us. We'd love to hear from you. You guys are so awesome. And wherever you are on this beautiful planet, have an awesome day, night, Saturday, early Sunday, depending on where you are. We got Karsia, Telly, Queen Sheba. We got Robbie 3 times. Until next time, everyone.
Ladies, if his daughter calls you a side piece, red flag.
Oh, no. And that's
You know what? True.
That's actually a great note to end
Good
this
morning
on.
and good afternoon.
Yes.
That is
I am-
any science out here.
Bye, everybody.